Welcome to the show, everybody. Jason Ellis on the road, comedy dates at thejasonellis.com. I'm going to be on the East Coast this weekend, so check it out. And then I'm going Canada, London, and Hamilton, and I don't know, little black flies, everywhere you go all day with the black flies making by the boats. Northern Ontario. Saw that in Canada a long time ago. I never forgot it. Lots to talk about. Wow, lots to talk about. Where do I start? Do I start with, okay, so I wrote, look, Jordan Jensen, one of the funniest humans, in my opinion, and I know that it's controversial to have an opinion about anything. Dickheads. Horses are expensive, but you can meet a horse for free. So shut up. Walk there. Hang out with a dog or something. Look into the eyes of an animal and see that it's okay. It's okay. It's not that bad. Even if it's bad, what are you going to do? You know? Sorry, I was just in the middle of having a heated discussion with a trans friend of mine that it's not really a friend, somebody that I had met a few times that kind of wanted to date me, and it was when I was married, and I was like, that's not going to really work. And then when I got divorced, they were like, hey, what's up? And I was like, it's not really going to work. It's not my type. Not because they're trans, it just wasn't the one for me. And now I just got a message saying, you're full MAGA. And I'm like, wait, what? It's great. The world has gone crazy. Yeah, it's like a tin pool. And I'm like, sure, that gets, people hate me for that, which is, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, first day I met him, I was like, first things first, dude, before we go any further right now, are you homophobic? Are you racist? Because if you are, I will get an Uber back to the airport and go home. Because I'm not going to do this with you. And he was like, no, dude. And I'm like, well, explain yourself. Because I don't know who you are. You know, and when you come into something with no knowledge of the person, and I don't hear about the rest of you and you're one side's bad, one side's good. You know, the day I find out, you guys, if I'm hanging out and that guy goes, you know, the problem with N-bombs or something, I will slap the shit out of him. And I'm not supposed to cuss. But I will. You know, if he's like, you know, problem with gay, or I will be like, what, dude? I thought we were cool. I thought you and I had discussed this and you told me your thoughts and I was like, yeah, well then that's not what people say about you. And he's like, I know, dude. So like, until you've had a face-to-face with the guy, look, dude, I see it on the Twitter, I don't listen to his podcast. I don't listen to anyone's podcast. I don't listen to me. I haven't read my own book. I'm too busy doing stuff. But until then, I'll report back to you first thing, I promise. But I will say, thanks to him, I've never skated more, and I've never been more sore and in agony and contemplating quitting skateboarding and loving it all at the same time. And I know. People say all kinds of things. Someone told me the other day, Jason's hanging out with Tim Bull. You know, he shut down a skate park. And I'm like, that's crazy, because I talked to him about that. And he said he gave money to the skate park. And then one of the locals wrote an article about how he shut the skate park down. And he was like, I just didn't do it. I'm like, oh, man, he's a big liar. This is all a scam to have Jason Ellis be his representative. Don't you think he could do better? I mean, no, I'm not trying to say anything bad about me, but don't you think he could do... Do you know how many people listen to this show? Nobody cares, dude. And neither do I. But yeah, this person, I was like, I'm not a MAGA person, you know? I'm not, I just, look, my son and his mother are Republicans, and I'm a Republican then. And I don't care what you think, because I don't know you. And you can take that as an insult if you want to, but I know my son, and that's who I care about way more than you. You know? And when I say you, I mean everyone. Everyone. You know? I said the thing about Charlie Kirk, he got shot, and I was like, dude, we got to calm down. Can't be shooting people like that. That's disgusting. Everyone attacks me. You know who liked the video? My son and my daughter and their mother and my girlfriend. And, you know, I come from the streets, so don't take this the wrong way, but I don't care what you think, man. I don't care. I don't have any money. You can't take my money away from me. I don't have any. I have reverse money, and I'm good with it. I'm good. It's not what's important. What's important is that my family respects me and knows they can count on me. The rest of you, meet me, hang out with me, you know? That's kind of like what I recommend with everybody. Meet them and hang out with them. You know? It's like people that don't like gay people and then they have a gay child and they're like, oh, wait. You know? It goes both ways. You know? I feel like it's people like that out there that are like, you think you hate gay people. I'm like, we haven't met a gay person. Or I hate Mexicans, or I hate black people. I'm like, you ever really hung out? Like really hung out? Obviously you can't be black, so you can never really understand. But if you ever really hung out, if you've seen what it's like, I got black friends that's like, hey man, you ever had water in your cereal every day for your whole childhood because your parents can't afford milk? That's not just a black thing, but have you ever had that? I'm like, no, I've never had that. So you don't know. And I'm like, I agree, I don't know. So if you don't know and you haven't hung out with them, you know, I got friends that like are no longer my friends. And guess what? If you're no longer my friend, you were never my friend. That's how that goes, man. That's how that goes. You know? Like, I love Mayhem Miller. Mayhem Miller has done some terrible things. There's circumstances. Just like everybody in life, you're not just born a douche. You know, circumstances turn a man or a woman into a thing, and if they get older and they can correct it, you got to give them another chance. You know, he did these things where like he went to prison, he put hands on a woman. I am so against that. But it turns out he was on drugs, and the lady was, it's the same lady over and over again, and they had domestic disputes, and he pushed back, and that is completely wrong, and he went to prison, and he got sober, and again, if he ever did it again, I would never speak to him again. I mean, the guy's got an event where he took my stuff, and it's on at the Palms. I still love him. I don't care. It's not that important, you know? If he touches a woman again, I will not speak to him again. I think at this point, if he was to do it, I'd be like, all right, dude, that, you know, like, how many chances do you need? But, you know, like this trans lady, he's like, he's killing trans people. And I'm like, man, I don't know that for sure. You're just telling me that. And I don't know you, you know? I don't know you. I know a little bit about you, and I know that to be like, I wouldn't trust you to take care of my baby. I'm not trying to be insulting, but you know, you party and all the other stuff, I don't really trust it. But it's, you know, it's free. Everything's free for you to do what you want and say what you want and feel what you want, but I just, you know, I would advise, like, meet people, experience them firsthand before you judge. You know, even the church, man. It's like the church praying to God. Hell yeah, was a weird thing to say. The business of the church. No, thank you. You know, and I got church people to be like, Jason, how can you say that? Because that's how I feel. You know, I feel like the business of it and the pushing things on things, not really my thing. I think if we pray to a higher power, what, you're Christian, Catholic, I don't care. Like the good for, I hope the best for everybody. I got no problem with that. So I hope the best for everybody. And if you don't like me, I hope the best for you too. And if you do like me, I really appreciate it. I hope the best for you. I hope the best for everybody. I'm gonna do me, and yeah, I appreciate your opinions, but everyone's got one, and I gotta find it out for myself, and that's what I do. And so far lately, pretty happy, man. Pretty happy with my small group of people, and I see the world questioning each other, especially with all the drama. It's never been more dramatic, and rightfully so. People, canceled and blah, goddamn, man, bring got shot, dude. Anyway, someone told me about Jordan Jensen on the Joe Rogan Experience, and I've never watched the Joe Rogan Experience, and I can tell you honestly, here's why. Because the serious show was getting bigger and bigger, and my britches were getting extremely large, and I was pretty sure that I was going to be the next Howard Stern. That's what I thought. My ego and my, what is it? The passion and drive to be the best. And I failed at skateboarding. I wanted to be the best in skateboarding, but I was not. Being top 10, cool, that's great. But I wanted to be number one, and I was never number one. And looking back, it's very apparent to me that I could have at least been number one a couple of times if I was not high the whole time. Was I ever had the potential of being arguably the greatest skateboarder that ever lived? Absolutely not. I'm not that talented. Very driven, but just didn't have the athletical attributes. But when Joe Rogan's podcast got really big and my show started to diminish, it's weird because you don't get told that it's doing worse. But I did just have this feeling that the show was going down. Definitely wasn't going up. I wasn't going up in popularity. My social media wasn't going up. I was losing. Let's face it. It was like Joe Rogan is like a better version of me. He reads more. He's got better guests. He had a better bonding, better interviewer. I think I was high all the time. So the show was better and more successful, and more power to him. But I can admit now, after time getting over it, that I never watched it, Never listened because it hurt too much to know that he was the one and I was not. And then you just forget why you don't do things. I forgot that I never listened to the show. I've seen it on social media. It's pretty hard not to, but I never watched it on YouTube. Like, here is the start of the show until the end. Never watched it. And thanks to Jordan Jensen not mentioning me until the end of the podcast, I watched the whole thing. And really what I got from it was, you never watched it because you couldn't handle knowing that you'd lost. Which is ridiculous. Like, I think if any of you care, you were like, who are you, dude? Like, why would you even think you're on his radar or in the race? And I'm like, well, at one point, dude, there's like 3 million people listen to my show every day, 5 days a week. If that had been a podcast, that's some numbers, dude. It would have been the number one podcast in the country. But it's not. It never was. It never made it. I never won. I lost. That's how I look at it. Competitively, that's how I look at it. And it burnt. Same as I don't listen to Sirius XM. The day I got fired was the last time I ever heard Sirius XM. Never listened to it. Have I heard music played through a Sirius XM device in a department store? Yeah. But have I ever listened to Sirius XM in a car Have I listened to the Howard Stern show? Have I listened to anything from Sirius XM? No. Why? Because it hurts. It hurts. They hurt me. They fired me and they hurt me. Doesn't matter whose fault it is. There was a long time there in skateboarding when I retired from skateboarding that I did not watch skateboarding. My friends would send me skateboard videos and I'd be like, I don't know who that is. So yeah, jealousy, the ego, having an ego, having your ego. This is the problem with having an ego. It's touchy. You can bruise it and you can then penalize yourself for years because of it. I'm just saying all this stuff because I hope it helps one person, really, I'm admitting my flaws so that if you can relate to it, you can help yourself, That's it. But also it made me realize when I was watching the Joe Rogan Experience that there's been people that have been on my Sirius show that I don't remember. Like they've seen Nikki Glazer. You know who that is? Very famous, successful comedian that said hello to me in the Comedy Store. And I was like, wow, hi. And she was like, remember I was on your show? And I was like, oh yeah, I don't remember. I was not all there. And that's somebody that is like legendary in the game. And I don't remember her. Doesn't mean anything. But I'm just saying you're forgettable. Everybody's forgettable. Don't get so touchy about people forgetting you. People don't listen to my show anymore. It doesn't really matter. You are who you are. You got your family and your friends, and that's what matters. And when you get carried away with all the smoke, that's when you can be hurt. That's when you can have a bad day. That's when you cannot realize how lucky you are that you are alive today and you are not in hospital with brain cancer. You can forget that. We can all forget that. Because you get carried away with the bullshit. Tony Hinchcliffe was on the show. I don't remember it. I got a photo in my phone that showed up, and it's me and him in the front of a step and repeat at Sirius. And I was like, oh, wow. I tremble in his presence to like, will you let me be on Kill Tony? And at one point when I was talking to him a couple of years back, he's like, remember, I've always been grateful to you for letting me on your show. And I'm like, I just went, yeah, no problem. I didn't remember it. Like, does he remember me now? Like when I was on there the other day, he was like, that's the best minute you've ever done. I never did a minute before that, but you don't remember it because I'm insignificant. It's okay. It doesn't really matter. You're out here living your life. You're alive. We're all alive. We got today. Make the most of it, You never know what can happen. For instance, last night, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend in the backyard, not around my phone. The dogs bark. Dogs bark a lot. It is approximately 9:15, I believe. And I remember going, should I go see who's at the door? My dogs will bark sometimes and nobody's at the door. I'm sure people that have dogs know this, that 80% of the time they're right. Sometimes you open the door and you're like, idiots, no one's here. And they're like, my bad, Dad. So I was like, here's my two. One, nobody's there. Two, somebody's there. It's 9 o'clock at night. I don't want to know you. You did not tell me you were coming. Whoever you are, I don't want to know you. So not going to the door. I look at my phone and there is an email from I live in a cul-de-sac. And there is a community email. When I was a younger guy, I would never want to be a part of this community. But I've met some neighbors Lovely people. One of my little dogs has got under the fence several times, and they have taken care of him, little turd. So I am about the community. We had a bee situation, and I had to go over to the neighbors, lovely couple, lesbians, which I'm okay with. Ooh, a supporter. Ridiculous. Lovely couple, and I've met them, and they're great. I see this email, and it says that there is a suspicious man roaming the cul-de-sac, trying to open gates or whatnot. And I go, wow, I am kind of made. It's my responsibility. Everybody I know that lives in this cul-de-sac, if it popped off and it was like, last man lives, I feel good about me winning. That's, I can open the mayonnaise jar and I can probably beat up everyone in the cul-de-sac. You got to have your goals, But I go, wow, I'm a bit late to this email, but let me go out there because if there is a guy walking around, I should be able to go over there and regulate. And then I realized this is not a real gun. This is a burner. Google it. It shoots pellets, balls. Some of these balls have a powder in it that can kind of not blind you completely, but definitely stop you in your tracks for a while. And it looks real. It looks very real. It is also completely legal to carry in all 50 states. And when I found out about this, I actually got one for a girl that I was dating, and she took it and then broke up with me. But that's beside the point. I wanted it for my girlfriend. I wanted it for my house because if there is an intruder, which you never think is there's never going to be one. By the way, this is not loaded. I've checked. It's empty. I'm not a moron. But I always wanted it because I was like, a creepy guy is near my girlfriend. So I ordered this one specifically because it looks like a real one. And I was like, you show it to a guy and say, go away. Most guys will go away. And if he doesn't go away, unload the clip on him. It's legal. The cops can be like, hey, did you unload the clip? Yeah, guy tried to mug me. And they go, cool. No jail time for you. You're fine. Burner. I have a code for it because now I'm kind of doing a thing with them. Hopefully I can do more because I look, I love self-defense. It's burner.com/Ellis and you get a discount, So, but this is, I was doing this anyway. It was coming out at October 1st. And last night, this thing happened where it was a burner, by the way, BYRNA. They have rifles. I have a rifle that is terrifying. Like, oh man, if I was a robber and you had that, I would be like, please don't shoot me with that. Like if Johnny Knoxville called me tomorrow and said, dude, this is the burner challenge, I'd be like, nah, man, I don't really need to be famous. I'll pass. You can kick me off, jackass, because I'm terrified of this gun. I shot it in the backyard and was like, oh. Anyway, I go outside, right? I got this because I know this is not a real gun. If I do shoot someone, they are not going to die, but it is going to stop them. I put it in the back of my shorts. I walk out. Also, I should mention, I got my car back yesterday. I took some photos. I posted it on Instagram in my story, and it is pink. My car is pink. Whatever. Judge me. I've had my car in the driveway for, at this point from this email, approximately 3 hours, I would say. Maybe 2. I walk outside, and as I walk out the driveway, a guy walks by, and this is 9:30 at this point, walks by with a black hoodie, black cargo shorts, long ones too, and a black baseball cap, black back hoodie, and a black backpack. Suspect. We're in a cul-de-sac. I know everybody here. You ain't him. And he got some sketchy tattoos on his forearm. He walks by, and I go, "What are you doing, dude?" And he turns to me, and straight away when he turns to me, I notice his eyes are dilated. And because of my past, I'm almost a cop, man. Like, this story, I'm not lying. His eyes are dilated. To me, it's meth, right? It could be crack, coke, whatever. It's definitely an upper, right? He's sweaty. He's nervous. And I go, "What are you doing here, man?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm just looking to train." And I go, "What? Train?" And he goes, "Yeah, somebody told me the guy with the pink car trains." And I go, "Boxing?" And he goes, yeah, boxing." I'm falling into a trap here. It's kind of like what a palm reader would do, you know? This guy's got a scam. Because here's where I jump. He goes, "Guy with the pink car trains people." And I go, "Boxing?" He goes, yeah. So now I think that somebody at my gym has told them my address, and now some meth head has come to rob me or shoot me, is what I'm starting to think. Because now, because of the world and because of social media and because I'm like, been backed as somebody that, like, I don't think it's cool that Charlie Kirk got killed. So I'm like, whoa, I just had a trans person attack me for being a Margo person or whatever it is. I mean, this is crazy, dude. I got this burner in my back. And I go, "I'm not the guy." And he goes, "You're not the guy, huh?" Wait. Hey, everybody. Jason Ellis here. Jason Ellis Show 2.0. I've been using peptides lately. I know they're all the rage. Everybody's talking about it. So I finally became a part of it. My girlfriend has a girlfriend who owns a company because her husband, who's a veteran, owns a company called Clear Peptides. I was like, I don't know what I want. I'm hurt a lot. I'm old. I need energy and I need to heal because I keep skating like I think I'm 28, but I'm 53. And my butt right now is purple and so is my hip. And I took the BP 157 that everyone talks about. And yeah, it does make me heal. The thing I noticed is I bought it and I was like, wow, this makes a difference. And then I ran out of it and I couldn't get any more. And I was like, oh, wow, I feel the difference. So then I got some more and I got NAD. And I have done NAD once before intravenously. And it was back when I was, using, and I didn't feel it, to be honest. And this time I've got it. I'm doing it with my girlfriend. She's doing it as well. So use my promo code Jason10 and you get 10% off. And, I got fight friends, skate friends, they've all been asking me about it. And if you got the money, try Clear Peptides, man. The website is clearpeptides.com and use my code Jason10. And I recommend the NAD and the BP 157. They got fat burners, they got all different other stuff, but those are the two that I've done a lot and noticed the difference. So check them out. Wait, Zach said if you can't find the link and promo code in the description of the video. What are you saying, Zach?
It auto-corrected. They can find the link and description. They can find the link for the Berna and the description as well as the promo code. So if they want to go buy it, they can just look in the video.
Thank you for rudely interrupting me. I'm joking. Anyway. So here comes the sketchy bit. I go, I'm not the guy. And he goes, you're not the guy, are you? And that's when we look at each other in the face. And he reaches into his pocket. And I'm about 3 feet away. And, man, I hate to admit this, but, like, because of the social media thing and the way people talk, when he reached, I thought he was going to shoot me, dude. And I was like, I came outside to sort of, like, potentially, I didn't even think I'd see anybody, but like just to like check and make the neighbors know that if there was somebody, that there was a guy that looked like me around that could protect. I don't really want to. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to hurt anybody, dude. I'm scared. And this guy reaches for his pocket, and I'm thinking, this guy knows where I live. He knows my car's pink. Because I don't catch that he... Here's what I really think. I think the guy was there... Well, I'll tell you the rest of the story. He was there, Robbie. He was trying to get the converters out of cars. I found out in an email this morning that somebody's Prius, they drove off, they heard a grinding sound, they pulled out, and they found a screwdriver stuck in there. So the guy was trying to rob stuff out of cars. He was trying to rob the street, the cul-de-sac. So when he saw me come out, he assumed training, I look like I train, and it's the guy with the pink car. There's a pink car in the driveway. It ain't, you know what I mean? He's rolling with it, thinking that I'll go with it. Because I remember he goes, I'm here to train. I go, at 9:30 at night, you're looking to train? And he goes, yeah. And I looked at his eyes and I see him pinning. Sorry, that's my term for being high on something. And I go, I'm not the guy. And he goes, you're not the guy, huh? And I go, no, dude, I'm not the guy. He reaches into his pocket with his right hand. And I am like, this is it. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was it. So I step to him and I grab him with my left hand on his right hand on his wrist while his hand's in his pocket. And I go, what the fuck is in there? And he's like, it's my phone. And I go, show me. And I pull his hand out of his pocket, holding his wrist, and it's his phone. And I'm like, dude, you need to get the fuck out of here. My burner is in the back of my pants. My right hand is ready to go back and you know what I mean, defend myself. Also, thank God, what is in the back of my pants is something that I know will protect me, but it won't kill him. Because I'm still not really sure about what I'm thinking. Like, that's not a gun, it's a phone. He does look high, but I'm not a doctor. You know, like, maybe he's not. But I believe he was. I don't know if he was robbing the cul-de-sac at this point. Maybe he's a crazy fan. I mean, these are all possibilities, and I shoot the guy and kill him. Okay, it wasn't a good idea for him to show up at 9:30, but what if it was? But I remember thinking, I have no problem doing this. And I think he saw it, man. Like, I think like I'm bigger. I'm bigger than him, but I was ready. Part of me wanted me to take him down and hold him until the authorities came. But again, I wasn't sure what it was about. At first I was like, did somebody give this guy my address? Does somebody hate me enough to know a sketchy guy to come to my house to rob me or to hurt me or my girlfriend or my animals? Like, I'm super paranoid at this point because I'm on social media and it's people hate me, you know? It's crazy. People hate me because I say I pray. That's how crazy we've gotten. You don't know who I'm praying to. I've never been happier in my life or a better person since I've been praying. You mad at that? What's that say about you? But anyway, I used to think this was a good thing for women, you know, to defend yourself from creeps. Like I said, I say this all the time. It's never going to happen. It happened to me last night. I live in a cul-de-sac. I can't believe this happened. So it is happening. It can happen. I called the cops. I drove around trying to find him because then I realized, because I get more emails, that this guy's like, he was trying to open gates of other places. And the cops don't answer. I'm on hold for like 20 minutes. I'm on the street. Another car comes by. I think it's him. So I've got my hand behind my pants and I'm standing in the driveway and this car's over there and I'm like, what? What? And they're like, Jason. And I'm like, because I think maybe the guy knows my name. And I'm like, yeah, what? And it's like, it's the neighbor. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I walk over and I'm like, hey, and it's the ladies. And they're like, there's this and that. And I tell her, I go, I'm like, I got a gun. It's not a real gun, but it is for protection. And they were like, well, what kind? And I was like, it shoots these pellets, and there's ones that just hit you and they'll sting you, and then there's ones that like spray this stuff that it's like hard to see. It's basically what you would want to do if you're a lady, or really what we should all do, depending on who you are. You shoot them and you get away. For me, in the cul-de-sac, the guy does something or he's got a gun, I'll shoot you and then I will put you down and I will choke you out. I will hold you down. I'm trained enough to keep a guy down until the authorities come. All these things are very useful. Or run inside, call the cops. You're free. You're safe. I think they're amazing. I've been trying to get one for I don't know, man. Maybe a year since I heard about them. I don't know who showed them to me, but I was like, why wouldn't everybody have one of these? Why wouldn't you give one to your wife or your girlfriend? Why wouldn't you have one? It's like I say, it's never going to happen. It happened. Crazy. The amount of thoughts that are going through my head while I'm reaching for this guy's wrist I'm like, this is not real. As I reach for his wrist, I'm like, this is really not happening. It happened. Such a crazy night, And now the more I think about it, I called my coach and was like, hey, man, has somebody given my address? And then I realized, no, dude, the guy, you got played. I got played, looking for training. And I was like, I think he thought that if he used that story, he would get out of it. And he kind of did, Well, I didn't catch that he really was trying to get converters or anything that he could get a hold of and put in his backpack and get out of the cul-de-sac scot-free. What I really want to do, because this is how I feel inside, is protect my people, my neighborhood. This guy's coming around well, guess what? Come to this cul-de-sac and there's an illustrated penis looking guy that will take you down and choke you the fuck out until the cops come. And if you get too lippy, I'll slap you around a little bit. Or even worse, I'll blast you with this thing. You will regret that. I shot a tree with it the other day. You do not. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Johnny Knoxville would be like, hey, Jason, nah, you do it. Which gives me more respect for Johnny Knoxville, because all those guys, bam, all those guys that did all those shot things, nope. No, I'm officially too old to be like, yeah, man, hit me with the burner. No, I'm good. Get somebody else to do that video. I'm out. But how crazy is that? What a crazy experience. Also, I am not militarily trained, but I am pretty proud of myself, man. When he reached, it's sad, man. It's sad the things that I thought when he reached. In that, 10 seconds, because it was slow. Maybe it was 1 second, but to me it was slow. There was social media. There was people that don't like me. There was a fan that doesn't like me, and I'm not that famous, but you never know. And it all those thoughts, and then there was shock, but I must do something. I cannot freeze and let him pull whatever he's got in his pocket out on me standing right in front of him. I have to get in and stop it from being able to be pointed at me. And in a way where if it isn't that, not in a, I don't want to assault anybody. I don't want to, that's the other thing, man. People look suspicious at the front of your house, and then I'm going to jail because he wasn't a guy. He was just like some sketchy dude, and I knocked some sketchy dude out for being sketchy. Sketchy people everywhere, man. They don't deserve to be beaten. So it was very eye-opening. And like I said, man, October 1st, I was going to talk about this. Then last night that happened. I was like, you know what? I've already got him in the house. I've got some videos that I was going to release. But right now, everybody, check out Burner. Go to burner.com/Ellis. Get a discount. Look at all the different guns they've got. And just know that it doesn't matter what state you're in. It's legal, man. Your wife can have it in her purse. I don't know about you, man, but knowing my girlfriend has that in her purse when she goes anywhere without me, I feel better about it. Obviously, you want to train them. You want to learn how to use them. You want to learn little things. You don't need to learn too much, and you want to practice. Same with a real gun, man. You want to practice. You want to learn how to defend yourself. You want to stay smart. You want to stay on top of things. You don't want to be high all the time. You don't want to drink all the time. You don't want to eat bad food. You want to stay in shape. All these things, because you never know. I think I was one of the people that was like, it will never happen. How many guys have guns in their house so that they can stop somebody? It's never going to happen. It happens. And when it happens, right when it starts to happen, you're like, man, why don't I have one of those things to defend myself? And son of a bitch, last night, it happened. It was in my pants. Bob's your uncle. Incredible. An incredible evening. What a roller coaster of a day, too. I got my car. Have you seen my car? Man, that's the other one. If it had been a gun, I didn't even do a burn out of my car yet. Oh, that's all I want to do. I mean, there's other things I want to do, but burnouts, very high on the list. So, yeah. I don't know where I'm going anymore, but shout out to Jordan for mentioning me, even though it was about eating, was it raw milk, drinking raw milk? I don't care. But yeah, her and Joe Rogan said Jason Ellis, the comedian. You keep going. You keep working at stuff. We have bad days. There's times where things are going well and I am like, I don't understand why I'm not more excited. I wish I could be more excited about anything. I wish I could just be frantically excited about a day off, or my girlfriend's boobs. They're pretty exciting, I'm not saying I'm not excited. I'm just saying I remember old Jason being more excited about little things like that. And I feel like that is like a part of the addictive personality of human beings where it starts to like, it would make it better, and you're like, you know what? Shut up. Because what's better is like my clear mind, my clear conscience. I have not done anything wrong to anybody, as much as some of you on social media may seem to think. All love in my heart, man. I wish the best for everybody. And if you can't see that, that's your problem. If you're mad at me, that's because you've got hate in your heart. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's my honest opinion. I used to have so many beefs with so many people, like Skechers shoes, rollerblading. Like people would laugh at me. I would be like legitimately angry at people that wear Skechers shoes. Now I use it as a joke in my material, but I don't hate you for wearing Skechers shoes. If you like Nickelback, a guy that I went on did a documentary, went hunting with him, Jonathan, great guy. Worst music taste. I was in a car with him for like 4 hours. Oh, the worst. Scots country. What is that guy? Who's that?
No idea.
Come on, somebody. He died. Fatter guy. Trucking. Hell yeah. Scots country. I don't know the rest of the song because I refuse to memorize it. It'll go in my head. I don't like him. Tim, nah. Tom, nah.
Tim McGraw.
No.
No.
Nah. Wait. Could be. Wait. Nah. Wait. Is Tim McGraw Australian?
No.
I don't know who these people are. Yeah. God's Country by
Blake Shelton.
Nah.
Because he's alive.
Yeah, but it's not Blake Shelton because I know Blake Shelton. He's stuffed crust. Come on. Somebody in the chat. This is God's country. He's got a song about you got a truck and you going to work and come on, man. What's his name? This is bullshit. You got the lyrics up and it doesn't show who did it?
It's Blake Shelton.
It is not.
Well, that's what this says.
Well, he did a cut. All right. Well then, wait. Who's Blake Shelton? Oh yeah, I know Blake Shelton. Yeah, he's cool. I mean, I never hated him. He's just like more. He was going out with that one pop singer, and that was cool. That was a power move on his behalf. Travis Scott, nah. Who's the guy that died recently? Not that recently, but recently. And he's like a fatter guy. And he's like trucker guy. Country trucker.
Toby Keith.
Yeah! Thanks, Blaine. Yeah, Toby Keith. He's playing that. And he's like, you don't like country? I was like, not that kind of country. He's like, what do you like? I was like, I guess heavier stuff. Guess what he put on? Nickelback. And I was like, no. And I don't really know him that well. So I can't say, dude, you can't play that in front of me. So he starts singing to it. And he can't sing. And I'm like, wait, now I have to hear somebody sing out of key to Nickelback? I'm going insane. He's a good guy. I'm pretty sure he's a hardcore Republican. Again, he's a family man. I don't judge him. He said some stuff where I'm like, I don't agree with your opinions on some of these things. And I think where you grew up and how you were raised and the people that you hang out with, you have this opinion. And I don't think it helps us as a community. But he's got love in his heart. He's a good guy. He means well. And he's got different opinions. Who am I? I don't know for sure what I believe in is right. You know, there's a time there where I was doing stuff on OnlyFans. I got kids. You think that's right? You know, and I'm not saying if you're on OnlyFans, you're a bad person. I'm just saying for me, it's like when I said I was conservative with my values, people got mad at me. I'm like, I just think that I'm a guy. I've had multiple partners. I had a girl that was involved in it. We were like, we should all sleep with everybody. I found for me personally, just me personally, that it was not a good idea. It didn't work out. It was a lot of heartache, a lot of torture. It was a lot of like ill will, resentments towards people. I don't want to live like that. If you want to, you should. Yeah, I'll get heated about it, man. Some of these things, I'll admit I don't know what I'm talking about, but some of these other things, I lived it. I didn't read it. And I'm telling you, my opinion, that it's not a good move. I'm not saying, ooh, ban trans, like, be gay. Like, a lot of gay people are sex addicts. A lot of people are sex addicts. You know, a lot of dudes are raised to think you just got to get chicks because it's cool. I'm one of them. I did it. I hurt a lot of people, including myself. I hurt My own dignity, my respect for myself was minimized by me knowing that I'm a whore. And I'll sleep with anybody. And if you like me, I'll sleep with somebody else after you, and that's going to hurt you. I just go around hurting people because I want what I want. And in my experience, that's not a good way to live. You know, regrets. I got kids. I had another wife after that wife. That's how much of a mistake I am. And then I hurt the next one. And the next one that I hurt was trying to let me do everything. And I still took too much and she couldn't handle it. So don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to some of this stuff. But you just see this thing from social media where you hear one word and you're just gone. You know, I do believe in God. I do pray. I pray for you all. I don't care what that sounds like. Oh, he's lost it. He's a amalgam. I don't care. It's $50 for 2 cheeseburgers on Postmates. Till you fix that. Fuck off. When it comes to that. Love your brother. You know? Protect your sisters. Protect each other. Stop attacking each other. Try to understand. Try to forgive. Just try. And it's the same thing as learning how to be good at skateboarding. You can't try one time and be like, oh, it didn't work. Screw it. You got to practice it all the time. People that meditate can do it for hours and go into a different world. If you try to meditate right now, if you've never meditated, it's going to suck. You know? How much can you bench if you've never benched? Do the math. Read between the lines. Put the work in. Shut the fuck up. Love each other. Love yourself. If you love each other, you can love yourself. And when you love yourself, you can believe in yourself. And when you can believe in yourself, you can do anything. Don't fall into the trap of the social media bullshit. Both sides political. Don't talk about it. You know, I'm not political. I'm just saying that don't hate me or anybody else for their stupid opinions. Stupid or you think they're the greatest. You don't know them. You know you. You know your mum. You know your kids. You know your friends. That's it. That's all we've really got. Ugh, my fingers are out of YouTube wanking on Pete Buttigieg, Joe Rogan. I don't give a shit, man. I don't know who they are, and they don't know me. And they don't know you. Butterflies taste with their feet. Moths fly into light bulbs until they die. Whatever that means. Don't die.